My name is Jesse Srpan. I'm the owner of Raw Iron Choppers LLC. I'm a custom metal fabricator, I'm a certified welder, and I'm also a welding instructor at the local community college. I've been doing this since I was the age of 13. It started as a hobby. I got a little welder, thought it'd be a really good idea to get into the trade of welding. Why? Because it's kind of like superimposed hot glue gun, but with metal. And a lot of the guys you see on TV were inspiring. But I never really thought it would be a full-time career that would be lucrative and fun. You know, I just always thought it'd be a hobby. I ended up growing up and getting big boy pants on and going to a normal job, and I realized that I'm sitting right here and enjoying my life and doing the things that I thought I would never be able to do. What is a fabricator? Well, there's a quick little joke. I always say a fabricator, a good one, is the guy who can always fix his mistakes that he ruins. But really, a fabricator is someone they're almost like an entrepreneur of creating items or materials. They take raw materials and they can build things, lay them out, measure, cut, weld, grind, whatever they have to do to make it fit and work. The unique way of becoming a custom metal fabricator / a little bit of welder is unique. I'd say the way to really get into that is a good mentor. So my dad and I really started bonding together, I guess beyond father and son, but really as a mentor and apprentice style. And he really utilized my desire to want to learn to build things. The top people in the world, from welding instructors to some of the most experienced metal shapers and fabricators, took me underneath their wing, and I was learning stuff because I soaked it in like a sponge. If you really have that spark of motivation and you're inspired to do what you really want to learn from a hobby or a career, I started really grasping my own ideals with him. What he taught me, I was starting to make my own building blocks and to learning further beyond the welding. Within getting closer to being an adult at 18 years old, I was starting to show him things that he used to show me, but in a different way. And that was kind of the neat part for, I think, him and I, was that he started gaining the respect for me as a son to, hey Dad, we could try it this way, we could do it this way. I think when you start with a mentor or somebody like that, you eventually become like the mentor, or they even want to better you than themselves. You really need someone who's going to teach you the right things, the correct things. It could be your school teacher, it could be a parent figure, it could be a friend figure, it could be that first boss you have at a job. It could be any one of those parts of that for being a good mentor. I'd say to get in the field with metal fabricating is get the hands-on experience. Start out in your garage, bend metal, cut metal, form it, shape it, learn what it does, learn how it reacts. Education isn't just having a university or college education. You can have education from post-secondary, your high school, VOTEC school. You can have a college education as well. It could be any of those areas, but none of those actually guarantee a successful living, something lucrative. It all comes down to the person that's highly motivated to attain it and having the outlets of knowing what they're going to become. And what you put in really is what comes back out in the end of the day. What kind of money am I going to make being a welder, fabricator, and being in this so-called dirty industry? When you start out, you're going to see between, I'd say, $20,000 to about $35,000, depending where you're at, what they choose to do, how your benefits are, your taxes and all that, blah, 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 blah. Beyond that, 35 to 70 is a fairly paying job. And you really have to understand where that's going to be at, still building block. I'd say anywhere between 60 and 75,000 and above, you're looking at really good money. But they're going to focus on what your education was, what your habits are, what your skill set is, and what your critical talents are to give to that company. Because if they're going to pay you high dollars and you're getting closer to six figures, they're really going to want to see what you're going to give to them. What the welding industry and custom metal fabrication industry really needs is the youth, the people that are just getting out of high school, getting into high school, and preparing themselves for, what am I going to do? Well, the big thing we got to see is that you have to prepare yourself to realize that this is the opportunity for all of the youth. The youth have it, they can grasp it. Anybody who wants to get into the trades, post-secondary, to realize that there's a huge gap now between the old and the young, and the difference between experience between that. And we need to charge that as hard as we can. My name is Jesse Srpan. I'm a skilled tradesman, from custom metal fabrication to professional welding, nuclear, aerospace, ironwork, pipe welding, you name it. and it's limitless for me. It's not a cheesy line to say, hey, you can do anything, but you really can. When you have this mentality and a high motivated work ethic, you can go anywhere you want.